Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is TJAZZART&COMICS, and this is Thursday Night News. And, ladies and gents, gentlemen and ladies, we have to address the elephant in the room. The probably most, if not maybe top 5 most annoying influencers, in my opinion. Mr. Logan Paul went from buying rare Pokemon cards to, as we saw yesterday, he purchased the 2 highly graded original copies of Dragon Ball and One Piece from Shonen Jump. Okay? And the Dragon Ball one, $550K. Okay? For the Chapter 1. Chapter 2 of One Piece, nobody knows yet. But, as of today, he bought even 2 more copies of Chapter 1. And reportedly due to the positive response from social media, the response to my manga purchase was overwhelmingly positive. In my opinion, that I decided to double down and grab 2 more copies of One Piece. Now this is my tweet for today, and sorry if it has some grammar issues. But anyway, this is me, as of this morning. In 2019, all I asked was for the 1920s to make a comeback. Instead, I get influencers invading hobbies and are now going to make manga more expensive. Great. Well, Mr. Logan Paul, I don't think the response has been overwhelmingly positive since we're going to go over other tweets as well, because a lot of people, including myself, have a lot to say. Now, this is a Japanese Twitter account, so this is translated. And here we go. I cannot consider people who flaunt and revel in acquiring related merchandise at an exorbitant price through the power of money without any respect or love for Japanese manga culture, authors, or works to be fellow manga enthusiasts or fans, and I utterly despise them. Manga is fundamentally a source of hope, dreams, and solace for children, and cherished part of adults' memories and leisure activities in their lives. Let's assume for argument's sake that the act of satisfying one's desire for possession at a high price is a matter of personal freedom and cannot be interfered with. But it is necessary to uphold to social media to satisfy one's need for validation and cause a ripple effect on the market? This is extremely despicable act. We cannot please not to target Dragon Ball or Japanese manga magazines as the next item to satisfy his need for validation? And that is a very good question. Okay, very, very good question indeed. And I think we do need to ask more of these questions, because if more and more of these influencers buy more of these original... Now, listen, I would love a copy of the original first chapter of Yu-Gi-Oh! But I don't have that money, and even if I did, I would want to put it in a museum where everyone can see it. In my opinion, these, forgive me if I sound like Indiana Jones, they belong in a museum because this is a part of history, and Japanese history at that. It should not be in this person's hands. Anyway, let's continue with more of the tweets, and then we'll get into, in my opinion, the best 2. And this is from Sailor Megatron. I hope I pronounced that account right. This is a US account. The difference between Logan Paul and genuine fans of the franchise is he's taunting that he only sees monetary dollar signs. He doesn't appreciate or care about the art, the storytelling, the character we adore in the community. He's soulless and not enough money can fill that. Indeed. Just saying. As a Buddhist, we all suffer And this sentient being right here is a perfect example of what happens when you let money control your life. He's suffering, guys. And that's where I semi-feel for him. He's suffering and only wants to satisfy what he thinks he wants. But he really doesn't. He's satisfying ignorance and ego. And nothing is worse than ego. But ladies and gents, it gets better. This is probably, these top 2 Twitter accounts were probably the best responses. Now, this is the post he did on the 21st, right? So then, as I said, today, he said he purchased 2 more. And he got community noted. So wait till you see this community note. But first, we gotta give it to Tectone right here. Says, Logan D. Paul, you're gonna become king of the LARPers. And then after he created this post, as of today, this is probably one of the top 10 community notes I've ever seen. It responded, no, it was not. AKA, we know you're joking, dude. We know you're fake. And you're only making it worse, just like any other influencer. And then, we're gonna go to Packet Girl over here, who says the following. Dear Japanese Twitter, we apologize for the incoming influx of asshole Western colonizers, and she's using the term correctly, and tourists because of this twat. It's true. It's true. And I made this point earlier when I was going over this. Not only is it gonna create, as they say, LARPers and tourists, you know what's gonna happen? And not that this wasn't happening before, but I noticed that with every hobby there is a trend of you need to buy now cuz, and I need to be there before anyone else gets it, right? So what you're gonna start to see, and it's slowly coming into the comic and manga space, mostly manga because manga is very popular right now, are scalpers. If you know what a scalper is, you've probably seen them at the Walmart collecting all the Pokemon cards that nobody else can get, right? And I don't think that's fair, especially if you love trading card games and it's your hobby and it's been your hobby since you were a kid. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair to you at all. And I've loved this medium and art since, like, I was a kid, right? Sure, I'm not a fan of One Piece, but I love manga. It's my first love into geekdom besides Harry Potter, right? So now you're gonna have an influx of not just these tourists, but you're gonna get scalpers. And imagine when the 2 hot titles, which one we've talked about extensively, hint hint, nudge nudge, and top 2 titles right now, Kagurabachi and Ichi a Witch. Once those 2 become animes, if they get animes, imagine what's gonna happen. You're gonna see people scalp like there's no tomorrow. And I don't like that because it's like, hey, you gotta think more than yourself, okay? There are people who have been fans who just want to read because with all this nonsense going on, we need a distraction. Myself included. So hang on tight, real anime and manga fans. Prices are about to go up. Also, niche titles may be like buried under mainstream titles now. We saw this with video games. We saw this with the Marvel universe. We've seen it with the DC universe. Now we're gonna see it in anime and manga. So hang on tight, guys. It's gonna be a wild ride. And that's gonna do it for this episode of Thursday Night News. If you enjoy more content like this, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know if you feel just as frustrated as I do. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Now go be rebels and create.